So hi folks, I'm Jackie. I want to tell you about the wonderful concert you're going to hear tonight. It's a presentation from Off Square Music. They call this series Live from Their House, which is a wonderful concept. Live music has been harder for us to be able to go out and see, but fortunately they've decided to come to you. And tonight Cosy Sheridan is going to be coming to you. Now Cosy is very special to us. A long time ago, we were just thinking about getting started as small potatoes, and we didn't know. Damn it! I can't. I get to a certain point, I just can't talk anymore. I just want to say that it was just.
Hi everybody. We're delighted to be here. I'm Cosy Sheridan. This is Charlie Koch.
Hi.
We're coming to you from Harrisville, New Hampshire. We're coming to you there in Chicago, Woodstock, Illinois. But I expect we're coming to a lot of other places too. Put away all of your angry. Put away all of your sad. Put away all of the winter. The dream you had, and take out this little seed. It's the hope that we all need. I will love you to the moon. To the moon in the mornings when you're feeling old. All the warnings you were ever told, they seem to be coming true. To the moon when you can't remember how or why. Love might hang in your sky. And put away all your receipts, what you owe and what you'll keep, and how you plan to survive when the drop is sudden and steep. And let the afternoon come, maybe not get anything done. I will love you to the moon. To the moon on the mornings when you're feeling old. All the warnings you were ever told, they seem to be coming true. To the moon when you can't remember how or why. Love might hang in your sky. Sing with all the space inside. Let it fall out. Don't even try for the back of the room where the notes way up high. And let it vibrate in your chest. Maybe this song will help you rest. I will love you to the moon. And to the moon on the mornings when you're feeling old. All the warnings you were ever told, they seem to be coming true. To the moon when you can't remember how or why. Love might hang in your sky. Hey everybody, I'm going to see if we can see. Oh, there they are. Awesome comments. Off Square Music. Hi guys, here's Phyllis. Hi Phyllis.
Hey, Phyllis.
So we're doing this. We want to thank our friends Rich and Jackie, Small Potatoes, for asking us to be part of this. I have known them for a long time. As Jackie said, they first heard about me from John Dorado there in Valparaiso at the Front Porch Music, which if I went behind the screen, I could find the guitar bag I still bought from Chad at Front Porch Music, probably sometime in the 90s. It's one of the best guitar bags. So this is my husband, Charlie Koch.
Yeah.
And it's, a lot of these people probably just saw us on Tuesday. So giving a big introduction about who we are might not be appropriate. We'll see. We're delighted to be here. We're going to try some songs here. Hi, Helena. Rich and Jackie were asking me if I ever actually had eaten at Milt's Corner Diner in Moab when I lived there, and I said, well, I went there with Charlie. Now since Charlie pinched, Charlie's favorite thing is the mushroom Swiss burger from Milt's Corner Diner in Moab, Utah. And when I lived there with T.R. Ritchie in the 90s, there were the ravens in front of Milt's Corner Diner that were the size of Volkswagen bugs. They were huge. And there was one special raven they named Ronald Raven because, of course, it was still closer to the 80s. You get up with me, you don't think I'm ever going to start this song. I'm just going to talk forever. Here we go. A certain tree I will make my nest. You can write to me a kiss of regret. I'll be there and then I'll be gone. No matter where we live, we all move on. Make me a raven's wing, and I will return in the spring when the desert is a beautiful thing. I will fly. Oh, how the pretty bird sings. Fly away. Oh, how the pretty bird sings. We're blending right here. Fly away. Do you know your neighbors? Do you know your town? Do they pick you up if you fall down? You grow best in a certain kind of ground. You get to keep every home you ever found. Oh, how the pretty bird sings. Fly away. Oh, how the pretty bird sings. Fly away. And I make it up as I go along. I make my way and I make my song. Make me a raven, I will fly. Oh, how the pretty bird sings. Fly away. 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 Make me a raven, I will fly home. Oh, nice job, Charlie. I was noticing how Charlie's hat almost perfectly matches the Van Gogh room divider that we bought from Home Depot. It's right behind him there. Looks splendid on you, Charlie. So when we were getting ready tonight, I was saying that Marilyn Ray Beyer, who of course is now the wonderful host of the Midnight Special, I had seen her speak somewhere recently, and she told me that women on a Zoom show should wear mascara. And I said to Charlie before we were getting ready tonight, I said, what do you think of that? And he said, is that the red stuff? I love that he didn't know. I just love that. Well, welcome to our set full of some pandemic songs. We're learning how to record at home. I'm downstairs. We have GarageBand and a couple of microphones, and we're trying it out because I've been writing a lot of stuff during the pandemic, and we're going to do some of them now. This was written in probably April. You know, when we thought, you know, we'd gotten through most of it, we were surviving, but wasn't it awful? And everything in this song is true. I had thrown out my back trying to clean my closet. I had just spilled wine on the stairs that night walking upstairs. I don't want to hear how you're holding it together. I want to hear how you're coming apart. Not how you tell yourself to sit down, grow up, but how you hold your own. A broken heart and you break every dish in the kitchen. You spill your wine on the stairs. You threw out your back, cleaning the closet. It's going to hell, do you care? And I want to know what you are packing into to that tiny bag in your dream. I'd like us to drink a little too much and agree it's as bad as it seems. Some company here on the couch. I've been sitting here a lot. I don't want to know how you're coping. I want to know how you are not. How do we break and break down to the smallest piece, a little particle where the psyche would find release? The building block of the broken heart. It's instructive how we come apart. And I am thinking of buying a tent. Roughing it used to be something I know. The old woman saw this coming. She said it's just how it has to go. I made a little Madonna out of modeling clay, and I don't give up all the time, just on alternate days. How do we break and break down to the smallest part, the little piece where your personality starts? It's instructive what we're learning, how the house falls down when it's burning. And how do we break and break down to the smallest piece, the little part where your personality finds release? The building block of the broken heart. It's instructive how we come apart. How we come apart. Oh, nice, Charlie. Poor Charlie, he can never remember if it's part or piece or part or piece. You did
I
awesome.
have a hopeless memory for lyrics.
But he's a good harmony singer. All right. So this is my instrument of the pandemic. Charlie gave this to me for my birthday, and it's actually it's like the Rolls Royce of ukulele. This is made by Wayne Henderson down in West Virginia, or maybe he lives in Virginia.
West Virginia.
Yeah, and I wanted to learn how to play ukulele, and suddenly I had plenty of time. And I want to say that James Hill's ukulele course online, Ukatropolis, is an awesome way to learn ukulele. It's how I've been learning.
Because he's become a ukulele maniac.
Oh my God, I love it.
What is this?
What if it'll be okay? What if it works out right? What if there is a new day after this night? What if we turn the corner? What if we make it through? My life is warmer when my world has you. We fall, my friend. We fall, we get up again. I like stories, once upon a time. I like when your hand reaches for mine. If we lean in where it hurts and lean into the mistake, if we lean in where we break, we fall, my friend. We fall, we get up again. Forgive me, I'll forgive you. That's all we have to do. What if it'll be okay? What if it works out right? What if there is a new day after this night? We fall, my friend. We fall. I'm just gonna scroll down around here because I'm gonna see if I'm seeing the bottom of the comments. I think I am. I love reading comments, so just checking it out there. Okay. So Charlie, let's play Scavenger. This is yeah. Looks like we're on YouTube too. I see some YouTube squares. Off Square Music is on YouTube. I should put a post on YouTube. So I taught at a songwriting retreat 2 years ago, January, one of the last gigs before I came off the road, and they had an assignment for everyone to write music, a song that weekend. And so I was trying to figure out what I was going to write about, and I was carrying all these little sugar packets from Starbucks that I collect when I'm on the road because I am a scavenger. And having been a musician on the road, I've learned to take things. They give you sugar packets at Starbucks. If I take two extra every time I get a cup of coffee, by the time I get home, I have plenty of sugar packets. I think Rich and Jackie might relate to this. And so I'm looking at these sugar packets, and I end up writing this song called Scavenger. Let's see. I am a scavenger. I've always been that way. I keep my eyes on the ground. You won't believe what I found. A white wicker chair and my bedside table left out on the curb with a sign that says free. I am a scavenger. Stuff gets left behind. I found this cheese grater and my waffle iron. Cast off creatures, orphaned objects left by the side of the road. And I am amazed at the wealth in the world that nobody wants anymore. I found this sweet old cat. He was hungry and homeless. He just wanted to come indoors. And I keep what I find and I squirrel it away. The winter's coming and it's usually hard. So when the sign says free, it's difficult for me not to let it come live in my yard. I am a scavenger, 'cause I know how it feels to be the thing in the box left out on the curb and then found by someone who doesn't care if you're new. That's how you found me, and that's how I found you. Some people don't get it. They want new and shiny and still in the cellophane. So they pass right by all these beautiful broken in things left out in the rain. I am a scavenger. I've always been that way. I keep my eyes on the ground. You won't believe what I found. The wealth of the world left out on the curb with a sign that says free. Look at that. Rich is posting. You can donate to Cozy and Charlie here. Wow. Thank you. I guess that's me. Is that my PayPal list? Rich,
if
maybe
you put anything out in the front of your yard and she happens to drive by.
Oh yeah,
it's
bad. It's bad.
She shows up with all sorts of stuff.
Everything in that song I actually found on the road. I do have the white wicker chair and my bedside table and my waffle iron. And the waffle iron actually came from being a scavenger in Joshua Tree, California. So I'm a scavenger everywhere. When you're on the road as a musician with a car, you can take stuff home. In fact, TR and I got a cat in Ely, Nevada that just got into the car. He's 2-year-old age. Indeed. This is a song that I wrote for my mom, because of my mom that day. When both of my parents were still alive and they were living in assisted living, I went up one day, having been tasked with taking away my mother's car keys because we didn't think she was driving very safely. And we had an epic battle. And as I drove home, I wrote this. I am the bearer of the very bad news. One more part of the world that you have to lose. It's not something either of us would choose for your old age. and you stand by the door. As mad as you are, you say, I don't drive fast, and I don't drive far. The last bit of freedom, the keys to the car. In your old age, and I am honestly glad you are fighting and trying, not giving in and just waiting for dying. So here I am, driving home crying from your old age. From this wreck of a visit, I hope we can find some way we are not both felled from behind. What weird this is doing to your heart and mine. Your old age, and pieces of now, and pieces of then, pieces of trouble we can never mend. But next week I will come see you again. In your old age. Can we gather together and try to find some way we are not both felled from behind by what this is doing to your heart and mine. Your old age. Thanks, Charlie. Well, look, this is Jackie or Rich saying, I predict that the instrument of my death will be Garbage Day. I'll drive into a tree while looking at the treasure on the roadside. I totally agree. That's going to be my problem too. Yeah. I once rear-ended a senior housing vehicle because I was reaching behind the back seat, but that was for something else. So, Charlie, let's do the fence.
Okay.
We have left the list. There is a list. It was made at dinner. It was made carefully. It was made from another list that was made at lunch, possibilities, made from the master list. I am a list maker. But I'm also loosening up a little bit here. So, this is a song I wrote in 2017 after the inauguration, after going to the Women's March, after the world got the way it did for a while. And it's about the fact that I had moved into this house with Charlie, and when I moved into the house in Massachusetts, I moved from Moab. The house next door was empty, and it was a big house like Rich and Jackie live in. And the houses there were quite close together. So you had a house, a driveway, and another house. So, you could see right in the windows, living room windows of each house. But it was an empty house for a year. And one day Charlie said to me, there's a couple looking at renting the house next door. And he said, I met them. They're both divorced, and they've recently gotten together as a couple. And between them, they have 5 teenagers. And I said, wow. I said, that fence that I was thinking maybe we might want to put up in between our driveways. And so we put up a fence. And when these nice people moved in, there was a fence there that hadn't been there before. And now fast forward about a year later to January 2017 and the Women's March. And I have been trying to get to know this wonderful woman who's my neighbor, but because I put a fence up, it's been a little difficult. Hi, Warren. And I was sitting in my office one day looking into her drive over the fence, seeing her yard, and seeing what a great human being she was, and wishing I could just go over and knock on her door and say, can we have a cup of coffee? I'm feeling really, I'm struggling with what's happening in the world. But I didn't know her quite well enough, and I'm really shy, so instead I wrote this. When the neighbors first moved in, I'm the one who built the fence. And I'm the kind who can hold out her hand if I know my line of of defense. We are living in interesting times, and the sky falls every day. And I used to think my fence could make the world go away. But this morning, all I know is I want to fall down and cry. This morning, I don't need my fence. I need my neighbor on the other side. I've seen my neighbor with her children in the morning. She's driving them to school. And I've seen her play a game in the driveway. She knows how to set and bend a rule. And I don't know that much about her, but I dropped in and we talked at her store. And each time I come away wanting to know a little bit more. This morning, all I know is I want to fall down and cry. This morning, I don't need my fence. I need my neighbor on the other side. I'm not the first one to a protest, and I am the last one with a sign. And I mostly want to be left in peace to make my pretty designs. And I don't know from trade agreements, and I don't understand all I hear. But I wasn't certain when the neighbors moved in, and now I am glad they are here. 'Cause this morning all I know is I want to fall down and cry. This morning I don't need my fence. I need my neighbor on the other side. Good job, Charlie. We're gonna do another song now about our house there. Let's do the dandelion. So outside the house there in Maynard, Massachusetts, the house that we lived in until we moved here, was a beautiful lawn that was kept beautiful by the hard work of the man next to me, Charlie Koch, who understands how to love green grass.
I love grass.
He's not as fond of dandelions as I am.
I got a little fork. It's kind of like this. It's got this little sort of fork, and then it has two little things on the end, and you can put it down. So, but Cosy likes to, in theory, likes to eat dandelions, as you'll learn from this song.
Yeah,
So I could bring her a big, big thing.
bring you the dandelions. So he would sit downstairs and dig. Actually, I did fall down and cry. Oh, yeah.
You did what?
Rich and Jackie are talking to us. Said, actually, I did fall down and cry, over the fence. I want to fall down and cry, I wrote this song as Charlie was outside eradicating dandelions from the yard. And because I know that the Midwest is in front of us for spring, I lived in Valparaiso, Indiana one spring for about 2 months, and boy, do you guys get spring earlier than New England. So I know that you already have dandelions there. Let us consider the lettuce. It's not as healthy as they said. Like certain anxious dogs, it's a little overbred. They made it as sweet as they can. That's what sells at a produce stand. Turns out something bitter is better for you. Oh, the rabbits and the woodchucks have known this all along. They're not getting into your garbage, they're out there in your lawn. When the world feels like a deadly place, eat something we can't erase. You want to survive? Eat the dandelion. And if you want to make it up the hill, eat something we cannot kill. They want to give you one more pill. Get down in the dirt, maybe you will find a trait you can admire, a living thing that won't expire. Times are dire, eat the dandelion. Oh, the world will come to get you in oh so many ways. Complicated chemicals rounding out our days. Kraft, Cheetos, stuff like that's gonna make us stupid and make us fat. And I'll tell you where your health is at. Go out and eat the yard. If you wanna make it up the hill, eat something we cannot kill. They wanna give you one more pill. Get down in the dirt, maybe you will find a trait you can admire, a living thing that won't expire. Times are dire, eat the dandelion. Bridge. It's bitter, it's true. It turns out bitter is better for you. If you wanna make it up the hill, eat something we cannot kill. They wanna give you one more pill. Get down in the dirt, maybe you will find a trait you can admire, a living thing that won't expire. Times are dire, eat the dandelion. Oh, times are dire, eat the dandelion. Poor Charlie, I didn't warn you about that one.
Sorry, I'm having a hard time.
Well, we didn't really go over that one. I just kind of threw it at you. I just said, hey,
Yeah,
let's do the dandelion.
If we didn't practice.
Poor Charlie. I throw him these curveballs, and he does so well with them.
Not really. But, all I can say, the only thing I can, my only excuse is age. And severe embarrassment.
Smash the dishes in the kitchen and the altar in the cave. Why not have a life that gets up off the page? Open up your mouth, sing your most fervent hope. How much of your life will you stuff down your throat? Everything unravels, everything will fade. Do you love the life you made? It's a risk and a leap and then a hole in the net. It is a miracle you have not given up yet. It seems to reward arrogant fools. It blows up in your face. It doesn't follow the rules. Everything unravels. Everything will fade. Do you love the life you made? Do you need a moment of rest to I want to be able to see you. Tension holds you upright, and tension drives the song. All you do right, it means all you do wrong. All the ways you can die, and the ways you can live, and the one wrong move. It's a lie to forgive. Everything unravels. Everything will fade. Do you love the life you made? Nice, Charlie. Good job. All right. As I said, I've totally left the set list. So now let's play that song I wrote in January about TR.
Yeah.
This is a new song. Many of you who used to see me tour in the Midwest No, I used to tour with T.R. Ritchie, fine songwriter. And he passed away in 2014. Let's see. We're going to be in different tuning. And so I was telling Rich and Jackie, we broke up at their house in 2012 as we stayed in their house on the road. And then he died 2 years later. And as one of his previous partners, I feel it's sort of my duty to keep some of his music alive. So every year around his birthday, which is the end of December, I have played his songs for my shows, or I put them on Facebook, or now that we have live streams, I've played it at my live stream. And so this year I was playing his songs around late December and early January. So I ended up sort of spending a lot of time in his music. And was, watching the beautiful words that he had put together. And TR was really a really good wordsmith. That was something he was good about. He and I would talk about what are beautiful words. And here's something for the annals of history. So some of TR's favorite words were lamb, tree. He liked the word baby. There's some words that he didn't think were beautiful. He loved to say the word baby lamb. He thought that was a beautiful word, and he'd say baby lamb a lot. So this song just showed up one day after all that happening. Let us say I woke up this morning to find myself, this is the wrong key. Let's put it up just one now. Nice, Charlie. Smooth. Awesome. Let us say I woke up this morning to find myself in a brand new life. 10 years ago, I would never have believed I'd wake up someone else's happy wife. And that you would not be out there in the kitchen making coffee and talking to the cat. Everything turns on the moment. Come on back from the dead and say, hey, I wrote that. Come on back and tell us your story. Fall out of heaven with a perfect rhyme. Come on back and claim the words that I stole from your song. They're worth stealing, it's a really good line. Sometimes I wonder how it all worked out. How in the moment you just can't see. How the cat and the porch and the whole damn life are setting you up to set you free. It was like getting on a ride at a summer fair that goes up and down too fast around the bend. I never got in those lines, 'cause I am not the kind who wants to be screaming at the end. So come on back and tell us your story. Fall out of heaven with a perfect rhyme. Come on back and claim the words that I stole from your song. That we're stealing, it's a really good line. And every life is a bit unfinished, and some business will get deferred, and some of us are just born with a knack for the economy of the word. Come on back and tell us your story. Fall out of heaven with a perfect rhyme. Come on back and claim the words that I stole from your song. That we're stealing, it's a really good lie. Come on back and claim the words I stole from your song. That we're stealing, it's a really good lie. Thanks, Charlie.
Nice job, Sam.
Thank you.
Nice song.
I'm going to stick with the guitar. Hi, John Sprouse. Nice to see you. Thanks for showing up. This is another one I wrote during the pandemic. I guess we'll go from the Sublime. No, we won't. Let's play All You Gotta Do Is Be Happy. Go back to the ukulele. So one day last summer, I was sitting outside and I'd had like the first 2 sips of my 5 o'clock glass of wine, and the garden was growing. And it had been a long pandemic, but a really good line. Thanks. It had been a long pandemic, but sometimes summer was just beautiful. And I had one of those moments when I was looking at my garden thinking, oh, it's beautiful. And this song just showed up. This is called All You Gotta Do Is Be Happy. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
All you gotta do is be happy. Happy's gonna get you by. Better not to make it a project. Happy isn't something you try. All you gotta know is it'll come and go. It wasn't designed to stay. All you gotta do is be happy. Just some part of your day. All you gotta do is be happy with the moment as it arrives. Happy isn't looking for a medal. He's just happy to be alive. But don't hold too tight. It's not what he likes. And then it gets hard to find. Happy doesn't really like Mondays, but he's trying to change his mind. Gonna hang around and putter out in the yard. He's gonna let you down if you expect him to work too hard. And happy, it's kind of like breathing and kind of like a Gordian knot. If all you wanna do is be happy, pretty soon you're not. Oh, all you gotta do is be happy. Happy's gonna get you by. Better not to make it a project. Happy isn't something you try. All you gotta know is it'll come and go. It wasn't designed to stay. All you gotta do is be happy. Just some part of your day. Oh, all you gotta do is be happy. Just some part of your day. I blew it on the chords. I learned a new way to play an E chord this morning, and I was like, oh, I'm going to try it. And I should not have tried it in the middle of the song. Oh, well. That's just what happens. Charlie, let's play If I Were a Bird. Let's give them something beauteous.
You sure?
Yeah. Charlie's going to play guitar now for a song because we've got about 15 minutes or more. So okay. What are you doing? This is a song that Charlie and I co-wrote. I gave him the lyrics, which I had started as a bluegrass song, and it was definitely not being a very good bluegrass song. You want the capo? Okay. And so I handed him the lyrics, and he made this beautiful melody. I want to make sure you can see his hands, so I'm going to move over a little bit. Maybe Charlie will move over so you can see, because there's nothing more frustrating than being a guitarist and watching someone play guitar and not be able to see their hands. We want to thank Off Square Music again for having us, and Rich and Jackie of Small Potatoes, who are hosting us today. Fine musicians, and hopefully we'll all see each other on the road again someday. We'll all go back to live music, and I'll come back to the Midwest with Charlie. Right? That could come up a little bit. It's close enough for folk music.
That one's not good.
That's good. and I could fly through time, I wouldn't leave behind this sorrow. I would lose the sweet things, and no matter what the day brings, I would not trade it in for tomorrow. I would not trade it in for tomorrow. The motherless child, the wandering stranger, ride round the corner and ride into danger. All of the ways that today might fall through, but I would not trade it in, run away from one moment with you. If there were a way to make it all right now, I wouldn't leave behind this sorrow. The gold and the gray, the colors of today, I would not trade it in for tomorrow. I would not trade it in for tomorrow. Here in this station where we meet and we part, happiness rolls in and carries off my heart. The best we can do is try to choose the right track. Some trains roll in, now they're never coming back. If I were a bird and I could fly through time, I wouldn't leave behind this sorrow. I would lose the sweet things, and no matter what the day brings, I would not trade it in. No, I would not trade it in. I would not trade it in for tomorrow. Hey, Shirley. Nice. All right. Now we're going to play the Privileged Pandemic Manifesto.
Oh, great.
I wrote this to tell myself to grow up. You know, my other song says, I don't want to know how you tell yourself to sit down and grow up, which I often say to myself, Cosy, grow up. And so it was a day that I wasn't doing a very good job of saying, Cosy, grow up. And I was just feeling, tremendously sorry for myself with no good reason. And I put the song away for most of the fall. I wrote it most of it last fall, and I took it out again this spring when I read this article in the New York Times. The New York Times had done a series. They had followed three young mothers through the pandemic. Thank you, John Sprouse. And they followed these three young mothers from the beginning of the pandemic on, taking photos, interviewing them, everything. And these three young mothers were losing their minds. Two of them had partners. One of them was a single mom. And one of them talked about how she started every morning with like a scream. And then her 2-year-old or her 3-year-old would scream too. And that's what would happen in the house. Another mother talked about going to a liquor store and looking at these bottles of wine and saying, I wonder what would happen if I broke all of these bottles. So clearly these women were just stressed. They were going through so much. And I thought, Cosy, how can you possibly complain? You're a single person living in a house. So I took this song out again and I finished it. Once upon a time, there's a day that is gray. You're wondering how to make the gray go away. You're blundering toward a sense of forward. All you can think is here's one more word. Maybe it will lead to something, a new thing that you've never thought before. 'Cause you woke up with a blue thing, blocking all the light in the door. Let's do one thing, a new thing. I'll get you through thing till you can have a glass of wine at 5. Let's make a list of what you have. You have your health, You might be aging, it might give you trouble in the night. Best to keep that to yourself. Think of your friends and all their troubles, and here you are inside your bubble of comfort. Really, do you think this day is hard for you? Do one thing, a new thing, I'll get you through thing till you can have a glass of wine at 5. You're more advantaged than 99% of the people on the planet. You have a roof over your head, your water is clean, you're very well fed. You have a washing machine, that's what your mother would do. She'd do the laundry, something shoppy, something cleany. When you're from upstate New York, you learn that complaining is unseemly. It's cold and gray, you're stuck indoors. You learn what things to do are for. Your grandmother said, take it on the chin, hang the laundry out, bring the laundry in. It's a stiff upper lip. You're not always sweet, but you know how to not go down in defeat. Do one thing, a new thing, I'll get you through thing till you can have a glass of wine at 5. Just do one thing for the blue thing you are, when you know that your life isn't actually hard. Hey, Charlie, we've had a request. Yes, we can definitely do that. The man and woman behind the curtain, Rich and Jackie, have requested George and his 88 Keys. That's an awesome idea. Let's do that. Indeed. So we'll do that, and probably have time for maybe another song.
Thanks for that request.
Yeah, it's a good request. So, years ago in high school, I went to a school in New Hampshire that was going through its hippie phase, and it let me have a senior project of learning how to be a folk singer. And I was writing songs and learning how to make a demo tape in my senior year. And this is one of the songs that I started that year. And so I started when I was 18. I put it away because it was kind of an 18-year-old song, but I took it out again in my 30s, and I finished it one night. So I like to tell people some songs take 18 years to write. I'd like you to imagine that on stage is a grand piano. Seated at it is a man in a gray suit with a red tie. He's playing 76 trombones, lead the big parade. And his grandchildren are marching around the living room. It's Thanksgiving. When my grandmother leaves the room, he will sing you dirty verses to songs that he learned in college. Get out your old rubber bustle, get out and hustle, 'cause the rent is coming due. While you're out there making money, I'll be waiting for you, honey. If you can't get 5, take 2. Well, my grandfather used to play 76 trombones, and Miss Otis regrets on a piano, on a flatbed truck, all the way down Main Street, with the color guard and the vets. My grandmother saved the picture that they ran in the paper, George and his ivories in the lead. 76 trombones lead the big parade, George and his 88 keys. Miss Otis regrets that George will be unable to lunch today. He's down the hall in his room, with some childhood tune that will not get out of his way. There's a bird on the windowsill, or is that his old backyard? And the sparrow that once sat on his palm. 76 trombones lead the big parade. In George's head, they all play different songs. And he wore a tulip, a sweet yellow tulip, and she wore a big red rose. And George wears what the nurse dresses him in. Now he can't understand his clothes. And my grandmother comes to help him eat his lunch every day. And she sits with him through the long afternoon. 76 trombones lead the big parade. And love does not forget its tune. An amazing grace, where is your sweet sound? Let it come and abide with me. In the gathering dark, we'll play a song in F sharp. George taught himself on just the black keys. We'll play it by ear to call heaven near, where not one note has to sound alone. And 76 trombones lead the big parade, and George all the way home. Thanks, everybody. So John Sprouse has requested Hannibal Crossed the Alps. That would be an interesting one to follow this with. And then we'll do one more song. So we're going to do two more. We could either make Hannibal like the encore, or we can make it the last song. And I think we'll do it now. And then we'll do something else for the last song.
Just putting that rock down.
For Hannibal?
Yeah.
Hold on. I have to get the right tuning. So this song, I'd like to thank the library system for this. Moab, Utah has an awesome library. And I would go down there and read some books that I, of course, never would have bought. And one day I bought a book about Hannibal. And it was written by a woman who clearly found Hannibal a very attractive man. And in the book, Hannibal is sort of the hero of the story, which it's very possible that he is the hero of the story. But of course, the Romans don't make him the hero of the story and the Romans, seeing as the Romans got to write the history, Hannibal the Carthaginian has not come across as a very good, a successful general, although he outgeneraled most of Rome for, I believe, more than a decade. He really, oh, hi, Kathy Marzik. Nice to see you. So this is called Hannibal Crossed the Alps. And it's the first in my Despots of History song cycle. And there's a part for you if you wish to sing along at home. It's very simple. It's Hannibal Crossed the Alps. Hannibal crossed the Alps. Did you learn that in history? Hannibal crossed the Alps. The elephants were a mystery to the Roman army on the other side. Elephants from Switzerland, boy, were they surprised. Hannibal crossed the Alps. He said, there's nothing to it. Hannibal crossed the Alps. Come on, boys, we can do it. Just a little further, and Rome could be taken. Hindsight says Hannibal was mistaken. Hannibal crossed the Alps. He started in Spain. Hannibal crossed the Alps. Imagine the baggage train, food and shelter for 100,000 troops. Imagine that on your next morning commute. Hannibal crossed the Alps. Can you say Carthaginian? Hannibal crossed the Alps. But now we call him Libyan or Phoenician or Tunisian, or to confuse you more. The Romans called it the Punic Wars. Hannibal crossed the Alps, it was brilliant and bold. Hannibal crossed the Alps, his men were very cold. These were not the Northern Goths, not the Vandals. These were North Africans marching through snow in sandals. Hannibal crossed the Alps a long, long time ago. Hannibal crossed the Alps, that's all you need to know. John Sprouse says, did one good thing, finish a music theory class. Good job, awesome. So we want to thank you all for coming tonight, and we want to thank Off Square Music and everyone in Woodstock, Illinois made this possible, and the Small Potatoes, Rich and Jackie, who are the people behind the curtain, and I believe they're going to come on here eventually, but we're going to do one more song. And for some reason, let me think. Well, we were going to do, let's see. I'm having a real moment where I'm deciding which way I want to. Let's Send You Out on the Land of 10,000 Mothers. That would be a good one. If you've never seen us before and you'd like to see us again, we do a live stream every Tuesday morning from my Facebook page at 10:30 Eastern Time, which is 9:30 Central Time. Just half an hour. Hi, Tommy Blecker. Ithaca has arrived. Well, Phyllis was here at the beginning. Ithaca's been here from the beginning. In fact, New York State in general, look, Captain Marcy, we got New York State here. New York State, you're almost a Midwestern state. In the land of 10,000 mothers, every song is a lullaby, and nobody marches to war. No one stands in the airport and cries, and nobody dies on the highway. Too many words left unsaid. In the land of 10,000 mothers, we all sleep safe in our beds. And in the land of 10,000 mothers, milk and honey flow without end. And nobody goes away wanting. You are welcome wherever you've been. You are welcome to lay your head down and get a kiss for every wound. In the land of 10,000 mothers, you will get better soon. And you are welcome no matter what chases you. Whatever road you chose through the wood. In the land of 10,000 mothers, somebody loves you and knows you are good. Somebody loves you and knows you are good. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you all.
We appreciate you spending your time with us. We hope you have a good evening. Thanks so much. And now we just wait for Rich and Jackie to close the curtain.